If you've been listening to this podcast series and watching our live streams, webinars, or any of the video content that this series produces, you already know we're a huge believer in tools that make digital communication simple, professional, and reliable. And that's exactly why I use StreamYard and their advanced plan for everything I do: audio, video, live streaming, and on-air webinar sessions. StreamYard gives you a studio quality experience right in your browser. No downloads, no complicated setup, just clean, powerful production tools that let you focus on delivering your message. With the advanced plan, I get multi-streaming to multiple platforms, custom branding, local recordings, and the kind of stability you need when you're broadcasting to a global audience. It's the backbone of my digital workflow, and it's the reason my shows look and sound the way they do. If you're ready to elevate your podcast, live streams, webinars, or digital events, I highly recommend checking out StreamYard for yourself. Our referral link is in this episode's description, so take a look, explore the features, save a little money, and see why so many creators and professionals trust StreamYard to power their content. And now, let's get this episode started. The digital shift isn't a trend, it's a structural transformation reshaping how businesses operate and how people live. One of the clearest indicators of this shift is the fact that 74% of businesses now rank digital transformation as a top priority, placing it alongside cybersecurity and cloud modernization as a core strategic focus. This signals a global recognition that digital capabilities are no longer optional. They are foundational to competitiveness, resilience, and growth. Whether it's AI-driven decision-making, cloud-based operations, or automated workflows, companies that fail to prioritize digital transformation risk falling behind in both efficiency and customer expectations. Another powerful statistic comes from the acceleration triggered by the COVID-19 pandemic. 97% of companies say the pandemic sped up their digital transformation initiatives. This wasn't just about remote work. It was about rethinking entire business models, supply chains, customer engagement strategies, and workforce enablement. The pandemic acted as a global stress test, exposing which companies had the digital maturity to adapt quickly and which were still operating on outdated systems. This acceleration has permanently raised the baseline for digital readiness across industries. Finally, the scale of investment tells the story of where the world is heading. Global spending on digital transformation is projected to reach $4 trillion by 2027. That level of investment reflects a massive reallocation of capital toward AI, automation, cloud infrastructure, data analytics, and intelligent technologies. It also signals that digital transformation is not a one-time project. It's a continuous evolution that will define the next decade of business strategy, workforce development, and global competitiveness. Together, these three key digital transformation statistics paint a clear picture. The digital revolution is not slowing down. It's accelerating, expanding, and reshaping every sector of the global economy. And for leaders, innovators, and professionals, the question is no longer if digital transformation matters. It's how fast you can adapt and how boldly you can lead. What's real? The forces truly driving the digital shift. The first force driving the digital shift is the rapid acceleration of intelligent technologies, AI, automation, machine learning, and advanced analytics. These tools have moved far beyond experimental pilots or innovation lab projects. They're now embedded directly into the operational core of companies across every sector. What used to be optional is now essential. Businesses are using AI to streamline workflows, predict customer needs, optimize supply chains, and make faster, more accurate decisions. And this isn't theoretical. Companies that adopt intelligent technologies at scale are reporting measurable gains in productivity, cost savings, and customer satisfaction. The digital shift is real because the results are real, tangible, repeatable, and increasingly impossible to ignore. But the acceleration isn't just about technology becoming more powerful. It's about technology becoming more accessible. Cloud-based AI tools, low-code platforms, and automation suites have lowered the barrier to entry for companies of all sizes. What once required massive budgets and specialized teams can now be deployed by small and mid-sized businesses with remarkable speed. This democratization of intelligent technologies is reshaping competitive landscapes. It's no longer the biggest companies that win, it's the ones that adapt the fastest. And as these tools continue to evolve, the gap between digitally mature companies and those still relying on legacy systems will only widen. This acceleration is the engine of the digital shift. It's not hype. It's not a trend. It's a structural transformation powered by intelligent technologies that are rewriting how work gets done, how value is created, and how leaders must think about the future. Now, let's talk about the redefinition of work and workforce expectations. One of the most profound forces reshaping the digital landscape is the complete redefinition of work itself. The traditional boundaries of when, where, and how work happens have dissolved. Hybrid work isn't a temporary adjustment, it's a permanent structural shift. Employees now expect flexibility, digital fluency, and seamless collaboration tools as baseline requirements, not perks. Companies that once relied on physical presence and rigid workflows are being pushed to rethink everything from communication norms to performance metrics. The digital shift has created a workforce that values autonomy, purpose, and continuous learning, and companies that fail to meet these expectations are already seeing the consequences in retention, engagement, and talent acquisition. But this redefinition goes deeper than remote work. It's about the rise of a digitally empowered professional, someone who expects technology to remove friction, not create it. Workers want intuitive platforms, integrated systems, and tools that enhance their capabilities rather than slow them down. They expect leaders to invest in upskilling, to support digital literacy, and to create environments where experimentation and adaptability are encouraged. The workforce is signaling a clear message. The future belongs to companies that treat digital transformation as a people strategy, not just a technology strategy. This shift is real, measurable, and accelerating. The companies that thrive will be the ones that understand that the digital revolution isn't just changing the tools we use, it's changing the very nature of work and the expectations of the people who power it. Remember one important thing from this episode: customer behavior has permanently changed. One of the most undeniable forces behind the digital shift is the permanent transformation of customer behavior. Today's customers, whether consumers, clients, or business partners, expect seamless, accurate, and immediate digital experiences. They're no longer comparing you only to your direct competitors. They're comparing you to the best digital interactions they've ever had. When a customer can track a package in real time, get instant support through AI-powered chat, or complete a transaction in seconds, that becomes the new baseline for every brand they interact with. Convenience, speed, and clarity aren't differentiators anymore. They're the cost of entry. But the shift goes deeper than convenience. Customers now expect transparency, personalization, and trust at every touchpoint. They want information that's accurate, up-to-date, and consistent across platforms. They want digital experiences that feel tailored to their needs, not generic or outdated. And when those expectations aren't met, they move on quickly. The modern customer has more choice, more information, and more control than ever before. That means companies must rethink how they communicate, how they deliver value, and how they build long-term loyalty in a digital-first world. This permanent change in customer behavior is reshaping entire industries. It's forcing companies to modernize their systems, streamline their processes, and invest in digital trust. The companies that thrive will be the ones that understand this simple truth. The customer has already transformed. The question now is whether the business is willing to transform with them. What's noise, the myths, misconceptions, and overhyped narratives? I know, experts say that AI will replace everyone, right? One of the loudest and most persistent myths in the digital conversation is the idea that AI is coming to replace everyone. It's a narrative fueled by fear, headlines, and Hollywood, but it doesn't reflect the reality unfolding inside companies today. What AI is actually doing is reshaping tasks, not eliminating entire professions. It's taking on the repetitive, time-consuming, low-value work that slows people down, data entry, scheduling, basic analysis, so humans can focus on the strategic, creative, and relationship-driven work that truly moves companies forward. The companies seeing the biggest gains from AI aren't replacing people. They're augmenting them. They're giving their teams tools that enhance judgment, accelerate decision-making, and unlock new levels of productivity. The truth is, AI is a force multiplier, not a workforce eraser. Every major technological shift in history, from the steam engine to the internet, has created more jobs than it displaced, and AI is following the same pattern. New roles are emerging around data literacy, automation oversight, AI governance, and human-machine collaboration. The demand for critical thinking, emotional intelligence, leadership, and creativity is rising, not falling. The real risk isn't that AI will replace people. It's that people who refuse to adapt will be replaced by those who embrace these tools. The noise around AI replacing everyone distracts from the real opportunity, using intelligent technologies to elevate human potential and build a more capable, more innovative workforce. I can hear business leaders saying right now that digital transformation is just a one-time project. One of the most damaging misconceptions in the digital space is the belief that digital transformation is a one-time project, a box you check, a platform you install, or a milestone you hit before moving on to business as usual. This mindset is not only outdated, it's dangerous. True digital transformation is not a finish line, it's a continuous capability. Technology evolves, customer expectations shift, markets change, and new risks emerge. Treating transformation as a one-and-done initiative leads to stagnation, technical debt, and companies that fall behind faster than they realize. The companies that struggle the most are often the ones that believed they were done with transformation the moment a new system went live. The reality is that digital transformation is an ongoing cycle of learning, adapting, and improving. It requires a culture that embraces iteration, experimentation, and long-term thinking. It demands leadership that understands transformation is not about installing tools. It's about building resilience, agility, and digital maturity over time. The companies that thrive are the ones that treat transformation as a living strategy, not a temporary project. They continuously refine processes, upskill their teams, modernize their infrastructure, and stay aligned with evolving customer needs. The noise around one-time transformation distracts from the truth. Digital excellence is built through sustained commitment, not a single initiative. What every chief information officer hates is when company leadership believes that technology alone will fix everything. One of the most persistent myths in the digital era is the belief that technology alone can solve a company's problems. It's an appealing idea. Install a new platform, deploy a new tool, automate a few processes, and suddenly everything works better. But that's not how transformation happens. Technology is an enabler, not a cure-all. Without the right strategy, culture, and leadership behind it, even the most advanced tools fall flat. Companies often discover this the hard way. They invest heavily in new systems only to see adoption stall, workflows break, or teams revert to old habits. The noise around technology as the solution distracts from the real work required to make digital transformation meaningful and sustainable. The truth is that successful transformation depends far more on people and processes than on the tools themselves. Technology amplifies whatever foundation it's placed on. Strong leadership, clear communication, and aligned processes will see exponential gains, while confusion, silos, and resistance will see amplified dysfunction. The companies that thrive are the ones that invest in training, change management, and cross-functional collaboration. They build digital literacy, encourage experimentation, and create environments where technology supports human capability rather than replacing it. When people understand the why behind the tools and feel empowered to use them, technology becomes a catalyst for real progress. This myth persists because it promises an easy path, but the reality is far more powerful. Transformation succeeds when technology and people move together. The companies that embrace this truth are the ones shaping the future, not because they bought the newest tools, but because they built the culture to use them well. What's next? The strategic horizon for 2026 and beyond. Number one is the rise of intelligent ecosystems. As we look toward 2026 and beyond, one of the most transformative shifts on the horizon is the rise of intelligent ecosystems. We're moving past the era of standalone tools and isolated platforms. The future belongs to systems that talk to each other, where data flows seamlessly across applications, devices, and environments, and where AI acts as the connective tissue that interprets, predicts, and orchestrates activity in real time. These ecosystems aren't just smarter, they're adaptive. They learn from every interaction, every transaction, and every operational cycle, creating a continuous loop of insight and improvement. This is where companies will find their next competitive edge, not in individual technologies, but in the intelligence created when those technologies work together. What makes intelligent ecosystems so powerful is their ability to unify the digital and physical worlds. Imagine supply chains that automatically reroute around disruptions, customer service systems that anticipate needs before they're expressed, or industrial environments where sensors, analytics, and AI collaborate to prevent failures before they occur. These aren't futuristic concepts, they're emerging realities. And as more companies embrace interconnected platforms, the gap between those operating in siloed systems and those leveraging intelligent ecosystems will widen dramatically. The winners will be the companies that understand integration is no longer a technical decision, it's a strategic one. The rise of intelligent ecosystems signals a new chapter in digital transformation. It's not about adding more technology, it's about creating environments where technology works in harmony to elevate performance, resilience, and innovation. This is the direction the digital shift is heading, and the companies that prepare now will be the ones shaping the landscape in the years ahead. Now, number two is the era of digital trust. As we move into 2026 and beyond, we are entering what can only be described as the era of digital trust. In a world where nearly every interaction, personal, professional, and commercial, flows through digital channels, trust has become the new currency. Customers, partners, and even employees expect accuracy, transparency, and authenticity at every touch point. They want to know that the information they're seeing is correct, that their data is protected, and that the businesses they engage with operate with integrity. Digital trust is no longer a nice-to-have. It's a strategic imperative that directly influences reputation, loyalty, and long-term growth. This shift is being driven by rising expectations and rising risks. Misinformation, outdated content, inconsistent branding, and cybersecurity threats all erode confidence faster than ever before. At the same time, people are becoming more discerning. They can spot inconsistency instantly. They can verify claims in seconds. And they have no hesitation in moving on when trust is broken. Companies that invest in digital trust through accurate information, secure systems, ethical data practices, and clear communication are positioning themselves for long-term resilience. Those that don't are discovering that trust, once lost, is incredibly difficult to rebuild. The era of digital trust is reshaping how leaders think about digital transformation. It's not just about adopting new technologies, it's about creating environments where people feel confident engaging with those technologies. The companies that thrive in the years ahead will be the ones that understand this simple truth. Trust is the foundation of every digital experience, and the future belongs to those who protect it, nurture it, and lead with it. Finally, number 3 is the shift toward human-centered digital design. As we look ahead, one of the most important shifts shaping the future of digital transformation is the move toward human-centered digital design. For years, companies focused on technology first: features, platforms, integrations, and capabilities. But the next era belongs to solutions built around people, their needs, their behaviors, their frustrations, and their expectations. Human-centered design is about creating digital experiences that feel intuitive, accessible, and meaningful. It's about reducing friction, simplifying complexity, and ensuring that technology enhances the human experience rather than overwhelming it. This shift recognizes a simple truth: digital transformation succeeds when people can actually use and benefit from the tools being introduced. This human-centered approach is becoming essential as digital interactions dominate more of our daily lives. Customers expect personalization, clarity, and ease. Employees expect tools that support their work, not slow it down. Communities expect technology that respects privacy, promotes inclusion, and builds trust. Companies that embrace human-centered design are seeing stronger adoption, higher satisfaction, and more sustainable transformation outcomes. They're building systems that adapt to people, not forcing people to adapt to systems. And as AI, automation, and intelligent ecosystems continue to evolve, the human experience will become the ultimate differentiator. The shift toward human-centered digital design marks a powerful evolution in how we think about technology. It's a reminder that the digital revolution isn't just about innovation, it's about impact. It's about designing a future where technology empowers people, strengthens relationships, and creates experiences that feel not only efficient, but genuinely human. Practical takeaways for leaders and professionals. As we wrap up this exploration of what's real, what's noise, and what's next in the digital shift, it's important to ground the conversation in practical actions leaders and professionals can take right now. The first takeaway is simple but powerful. Focus on clarity before complexity. Too many companies rush into digital initiatives without a clear understanding of the problem they're trying to solve or the outcome they want to achieve. Leaders who succeed in this environment start by defining purpose, what value they're creating, what friction they're removing, and how technology supports that mission. When clarity leads, technology follows in a much more strategic and effective way. The second takeaway is to invest in people as much as you invest in platforms. Digital transformation is ultimately a human transformation. Upskilling, digital literacy, and change readiness are now core leadership responsibilities. When teams understand the why behind new tools and feel supported in learning how to use them, adoption accelerates and resistance fades. The companies that thrive are the ones that build cultures of curiosity, experimentation, and continuous learning, cultures where people feel empowered, not overwhelmed by technology. And finally, the third takeaway is to treat digital transformation as a continuous capability, not a project with an end date. The landscape will keep shifting. AI will evolve, customer expectations will rise, and new risks will emerge. Leaders who build adaptability into their strategy, who regularly reassess their systems and processes, and who stay open to iteration will be the ones who stay ahead. Digital maturity isn't achieved once, it's maintained through ongoing commitment. The future belongs to leaders who understand that transformation is not something you complete, it's something you cultivate. If you've been following my work, whether it's podcasting, live streaming, or the digital content I produce across platforms, you know I'm always looking for tools that elevate both quality and efficiency. And one of the most powerful tools in my workflow right now is 11 Labs, specifically their Creator Plan. The Creator Plan gives you access to some of the most advanced AI voice technology available today. We're talking natural, expressive, studio-grade voice generation that's perfect for narration, promos, training content, and even multilingual delivery. It's fast, it's flexible, and it integrates seamlessly into a modern creator's production pipeline. Whether you're building a brand, producing educational content, or scaling your digital presence, 11 Labs gives you the ability to sound polished, consistent, and professional every single time. If you're ready to take your audio production to the next level, I highly recommend checking out the 11 Labs Creator Plan for yourself. My referral link to set up your account and save a little money when you pay for a plan, well, that link is in this episode's description, so take a moment to explore what 11 Labs can do for your content. The Creator Plan isn't one of those tools that doesn't just improve your workflow, it transforms it. Create smarter, create faster, create with 11 Labs. And now, let's close out this episode. It's clear that the digital shift is far more than a collection of trends or technologies. It's a fundamental reordering of how we work, how we lead, and how we create value in a world that's moving faster than ever. We've explored what's real, what's noise, and what's next, and the through line is unmistakable. The businesses and professionals who thrive will be the ones who stay curious, stay adaptable, and stay grounded in purpose. Digital transformation isn't about chasing the newest tool or reacting to the loudest headline. It's about building clarity, trust, and human-centered systems that can evolve as the world evolves. The digital revolution is not something happening out there. It's happening in our daily decisions, in the way we design experiences, in the way we empower people, and in the way we choose to lead. The future belongs to those who approach this shift with intention, leaders who understand that technology is powerful, but people are transformative. As you move forward, take the insights from today's episode and apply them with confidence. Challenge assumptions, cut through the noise, and continue shaping a digital future that's smarter, more connected, and unmistakably human. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Until next time, keep learning, keep leading, and keep pushing the digital revolution forward.